Hello everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago video onto the channel today. So, I bet this is a question that a lot of people have been wondering. Do I hate complex seasons? Because if you've watched some videos of mine, you would know that I'm not a huge fan of seasons like Skybound, Sons of Garmadon, and Hunted. Very popular fan favorite seasons as they explore a lot more territory. But unusually, I don't put them very high on my lists. And you might be wondering, why is that? Why is this person does this person not like it? Not or at least not like it as much as, let's say, another person. Um so I made a couple of videos about this ages and ages ago, but I feel like I've unlocked another piece of why I'm not a huge fan of those types of seasons. Um, and it really comes down to basically one thing, or at least one thing. Want to know what this thing is? Well, let's get started. As you all know, if you've read my About Me page, I have autism, which means that I see things from a different perspective. So, like for example, what I may like, you may not, or what you may like, I may not like. It's just a matter of opinion. Basically, I may not share the same opinions as most people, and that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Just don't hate me on it for it. Now, what this one thing is that to me, these seasons, such as Skybound, Hunted, and Sons of Garmadon, they deviate too much from the heart of Ninjago. What do I mean by this? Well, Ninjago, um, as a whole, to me, shouldn't be too simple, but it also should not be too complicated either. It should be just right, kind of like the story of Goldilocks. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's just right, you know. And while there are definitely some stories that are very easy to follow, like such as my favorite season 1, it's very simple, pretty easy to follow. Um, Now, what I'm about to say might shock you, but I actually prefer easier to follow easier to follow stories than a complex one. Why? Because, as I just said, it's just easier to follow that type of story, especially with someone like me who actually has a mental disorder. Um, Especially someone like me, because I may not see the things that other people do. So with that in mind, you could see see more why my rankings turn out the way. As you notice, that I put a lot of the more simpler seasons towards the top, or the ones that are just easier to understand than, let's say, a complicated one. Because to me, complicated ones try too hard to be good and thus lose essentially their soul, their heart of what makes Ninjago Ninjago. And this goes especially with this goes especially to seasons 8 and 9, because to me those seasons do not scream Ninjago to me. They seem more like a TV 14 show, or an a show a kid show trying to be edgy. That's really what I just saw it as, a kid show trying to be edgy. Essentially, the seasons were trying too hard, essentially, to be good, and thus there was just no soul in them. There was no soul in these seasons, and that is essentially more important in my eyes than any sort of writing whatsoever. If there's no soul in it, if there's no passion in it, then I just can't like it. Then I just can't like it, no matter what. And because those seasons to me just had no soul to it. Um, this is for seasons 8 and 9. Now, season 6 is a bit of a different story. Now, with season 6, there was definitely soul into it, but it was the wrong type of soul. It was the more romantic soul, which is not something that I'm particularly interested in, nor even want to be interested in. it's just not a season that for me. And in my eyes, you have to make a season that for works for everybody. Obviously, you can't appease everybody. That's unrealistic. But you can at least try to. What Season 6 did in my eyes, it tried to appeal to a certain set of fans rather than trying to appease all of them. That hence why I wasn't really a fan of it, and probably why I probably is one of the scenes that I probably have a hard time rewatching it, if at all. So Season 6 definitely had soul. It just took a wrong direction on what soul it was going in. And you can't, and that's why I think sometimes Ninjago should hold restraint, because it can lose sight of what made it really good in the first place, was that it was just something simple. Sometimes less is really more. And it's also a thing with my channel. I don't want to go too far into rant mode, but I'll just say the type of style for my channel, I believe, is the better one, because even though it provides less, it in the end it provides more, because it gives you more attention, or at least in my eyes it does. I don't know if it does in your eyes, but that's neither here nor there. But what do you guys think? Do you think that complex Ninjago seasons lose their soul or heart and thus kind of feel dead? Or do you disagree and think Ninjago should always do complex stories? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel by clicking the red subscribe button, and click the notification bell to see every video that I will upload. And I'll see all you folks in the next video. Bye bye!